Welcome to Brilliantly British. My name is Lawrence and today I'm going to show you how to make Staffordshire Panstack. So as I show you how, please sit back, relax with a cup of tea in hand, putting those feet of yours up to and enjoy this episode. And don't forget to subscribe. As with our Plymouth Panstack episode, we'll be introducing you to another multi-layered English dish which on this occasion will celebrate the culture and history of the English Midlands. This, my dear friends, is a Staffordshire Panstack, a dish consisting of minced beef and horseradish layers, all, as the name suggests, stacked between layers of Staffordshire pancakes, which, if you recall, featured on the channel not too long ago. And in this episode, you'll be shown how to prepare this family-friendly dish, followed by a customary session of tasting at the end. Oh, wow. So now, with the introductions made and your interest peaking, please allow me to introduce the ingredients to you. For today's Brilliantly British Staffordshire Panstack, you will need some onions, some celery, some oats, some mushrooms, some butter, some yeast, some garlic, some creamed or fresh whole horseradish, some good quality beef mince, some sugar, milk, white flour, good quality mace, a carrot or two, dry or fresh thyme, bay leaves, some Worcestershire sauce, and some good quality beef stock, supplemented of course with salt and pepper to avoid the occurrence of bland food. And that, my friends, is all, yes, all that you will need for today's Brilliantly British Staffordshire Panstack. But before you get started, before you do anything at all, please switch on your kettle, brew yourselves a nice cup of hot tea so that you can sip on that whilst you cook. To begin preparing a Staffordshire Panstack, to milk, add sugar, salt and water before warming in a pot or microwave. Then, with the mixture warm and no hotter than body temperature, incorporate melted butter before checking the temperature once more, proceeding thereafter by dissolving your yeast. Once dissolved, the mixture should be left to allow the yeast to bloom for 10 to 20 minutes, leaving you with time to blend your oats into a coarse meal. Then, once pulverized, combine with flour before transferring to a bowl and setting to one side. Following a stint spent blooming, your mixture should have become frothy and aromatic, at which point you'll then want to proceed by incrementally combining your wet and dry ingredients, adding more liquid once absorbed, then whisking thoroughly until lump-free, before placing the batter in your fridge for an overnight period to proof and rest. On the same day, after preparing the batter, pulverize another portion of oats and then homogenize with salt and butter and then a few tablespoons of water to form a dough. With the dough made onto a floured surface, bring the dough together before wrapping and freezing for later on. On the following day, onions were sliced, carrots were grated, celery was julienned, and mushrooms were finely minced off camera in preparation for the sauce, which was cooked in a pot lined with hot molten beef dripping, which, once hot and molten, was used to fry my mincemeat with mushrooms at first, with a pinch of salt, ground mace, bay leaves and thyme over a medium heat until cooked, brown and aromatic. Once brown, the contents were enhanced and deglazed with Worcestershire sauce before turning in and cooking the sliced onions for around 2 minutes, and thereafter adding the celery and carrots along with beef stock before leaving the contents to simmer under a lid over a medium heat to reduce and intensify in flavour. 20 to 30 minutes later, once ready, optionally enrich with an additional knob of beef dripping, followed by an optional addition of salt and pepper before setting aside ready for later on. Having recalled the now leavened batter, to prepare the pancakes, gently heat your pan at first with a splash of oil to coat. Then, once hot, coat the pan with a thin layer of batter over a medium-low heat, as these pancakes will have to cook through on one side. Nevertheless, once cooked, roll up the cooked sheet before coating with more batter, taking care to add just enough to coat the pan and also come in contact with the outer edge of your rolled pancake. Simply, you'll want to repetitively coat, cook, and roll your pancake, taking care to first free up your freshly cooked sheets before rolling and coating with yet more batter, until all of the batter has been consumed, yielding this continuous pancake roll or sheet, ready to be rolled out for use as our Panstack layers. Moving on, for our horseradish sauce, gently melt butter, which should enable you to relax and rehydrate momentarily with brilliantly British content in hand, making sure of course to like and subscribe. Thank you. And once molten, over a medium heat, whisk in flour until smooth, after which slowly whisk in cold milk with a bay leaf, and then continue to whisk as the contents warm up, taking a moment to season with salt and pepper to taste, and then finally finishing with horseradish paste once the sauce has thickened and begins to steam. To construct your Staffordshire Panstack, while preheating your oven, roll out and cut sectioned lengths of pancake in line with your size of baking dish, then proceed by first laying a pancake sheet, applying a layer of your mincemeat sauce and then a layer of white horseradish sauce before repeating until all pancake sheets have been used up. To finish, top with a final layer of horseradish sauce, set the dish to one side, recall and grate your frozen oat-based dough, which should be used to bedeck the top of your Panstack before setting the whole thing in your oven to bake perfectly, leaving you with time once again to relax with a cup of tea and brilliantly British content in hand, making sure to help us out by liking and subscribing. Thank you. Once ready, your Panstack should be piping hot with a lovely light golden crust, and so it is now at this point with a delicious Staffordshire Panstack made and your interest peaking. I think it's high time for tasting, tasting, tasting. Are you ready? Are you steady? 3, 2, 1. Wow. Oh, wow. Okay, I'll start first and foremost with the texture. As you saw, my fork just glides through the dish. It is so delicate, and in contact with the tongue, it dissolves as well. Beautiful. And then in contrast, the dish has this lovely, crumbly, crusty top to it. It's beautiful. Then you've got texture as well coming from the way the vegetables have been chopped. You've got the grated carrot, the celery, and then the meat as well in there. There's texture in this dish. Even though everything has been chopped, the pancakes have absorbed the lovely sauce, which has added and has for sure contributed to the fact that they are delicate and tender. And then the flavor. You've got the horseradish coming through, the mace as well, some of the herbs, namely the thyme. It's amazing. It is amazing, and it is an amazing celebration of the Staffordshire region, the Staffordshire county of England. So with all of that being said, please, my dear friends, my dear viewers, please go out, get the few simple ingredients to make this Staffordshire Panstack, because as you've probably noticed, it is 110% worth it. So please, please, please make this Staffordshire Panstack, please. Thank you all for allowing me to show you how to make Staffordshire Panstack. Knowing that you loved this episode, don't forget to click on the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification button so that you don't miss any of our new releases. Tell everyone, and I mean everyone, that you know about the brilliantly British food on this channel, and follow us on all of the social media platforms that this channel is on, and I will see you